Curse of Strahd contains darker themes and mature subject matter. Viewer discretion is advised. Well, hello there, and welcome to episode 4 of Curse of Strahd versus the Amen. My name is Jake. I am the Dungeon Master for this mission, quest, thing, and I am joined by a wonderful cast of characters with Nooch, Josh, Michael, and Lee. And we're in the Death House. We know the name of the place is the Death House. Things are happening. Just want to throw it to one of you guys. Let's throw it to... I'm going to throw it to Lee.
What?
How? Because it's fun.
Not in the pre-setup. What do you mean?
No, it's not. No. How you think it's going so far, Lee? What's the feeling?
Great.
You've actually run the Death House before, and both times were TPKs.
Yep. How do I think it's going? I think it's going fantastic.
Okay.
I think it's great. It's great. I'm taking a step back because I know everything in this house very well because I've killed multiple players in it. So...
Oh, that's very different than killing characters.
Yeah, well, honestly, they said one too many things. They questioned me too many times.
It's the only way sometimes.
Yeah, it is the only way.
You
Give me your
wish.
cell phone. Stop texting at the table.
You wish that you had the ability to kill me. You wish.
Oh, these are some fighting words, which is kind of appropriate because we last left off with a fight beginning. But before we jump into the recap and the action, we're just gonna throw a little commercial about maybe channel memberships. How about that? We appreciate every kind of support that JnJtabletop gets. Watching and sharing our videos will always be the primary way you can do that. However, if you enjoy our content, please consider joining our channel as a member. It's a direct way to let us know you believe in what we are doing, and it helps us improve our content. We will be adding to the list of perks we offer as we get ideas, so check back regularly to see what's new. When we last left off, we've got the Amen, who each received some kind of calling, vision, dream, cool premonition in a book that was seemingly given to them, and they were summoned to this clearing where they kind of all realized that they had something happening that was being shared between the whole group, and a creeping fog whisked them away to the land of Barovia. And then, as they got through, they moved through the buttresses and arrived to see two creepy-looking Gothic children standing in a street in front of a decrepit house. And it seems as though, even though they were physically able to interact with these children at the time, it seems like they're dead. And there's all sorts of weird, funky things happening. There's a monster in the basement, which the group has recently just gotten to. There's creepy ghosts that are damaging their friends. And as soon as they get to what is kind of like the mausoleum area, they started opening caskets. And we have just initiated combat. So let's switch over to the map, because we rolled initiative already, actually. Yeah, so Castiel, you flip open this lid, and the wall behind it, like you're looking and you're like, yep, this looks empty. And then out of tiny cracks in the wall across from you, just what looks like a total swarm of centipedes just come rushing towards you. And of course, because the highest initiative score on your side was a 10, of course they go first. And the swarm of centipedes actually moves into your space and is going to try to bite you. I went from a natural 4 to a natural 18. So 21 to hit.
That hits.
Oh no. Oh no. No, Michael, I'm so sorry.
Don't
Really?
So sorry.
apologize.
I'm not.
You should be
Well-
laughing maniacally.
It's just
I
a
should be.
centipede.
It's a swarm of centipedes.
Fine.
And the damage roll was not great, but it's 6 piercing damage as this swarm of insects is now just engulfing you. And so we're going to go to next up, and that's Aurelion in spider form.
All right, so I'm currently on the ceiling as a little spider. Seeing this swarm come out and attack Castiel. I'm going to, from spider form, drop off the ceiling, and as I'm dropping down, like one of my legs turns into my bow staff, and I take a swing at the swarm as I revert to my normal self.
Get him.
So we'll just make an attack roll with this.
But this is not with your shillelagh,
Correct. This is just my staff.
right? Regular attack.
Yeah. So that is a 22.
Yeah, 22 will hit.
Nice. 8 damage.
8 damage, yeah. So these things are like kind of crawling all over Castiel's body, and it's not difficult to find something to hit. And so like you definitely get a clump of them, and they kind of like you could tell you killed a bunch of them, but they're still going on and just swarming all around him. All right, so that was your bonus and action. Did you want to move?
I'll kind of just like press up into the corner of my space. But that's about it.
Okay. After Aurelion goes Gar.
I don't think I can get anywhere in there. It's so tight.
It's very tight. But in game mechanics, it would just be, a little difficult terrain to get into.
Is there any way I could see the swarm where I'd stand? Because it looks like it.
Actually, I would say they would have, the Castiel and the swarm would have like 3/4 covers. Like you have line of sight.
Okay.
That's probably a little generous, but I'm fine with it.
Okay, well, the good news is then I'll do that. So I can like move. What's line
You could
of
also
sight?
move a step.
Like, I'll just do it. If I have line of sight here, 3/4 cover.
I just think there is, even if it's small, there's a line there that I think.
I'll
you
use
could-
Mind Sliver on a single centipede.
That's great. That's an intelligence save, isn't it?
It sure is.
Oh, good lord, that's a good choice. Okay, so 13 minus 5 is 8.
Yeah, it fails. Yeah, it fails. Okay, that's great. That is a whopping 2 psychic damage, and you must subtract a D4 from your next saving throw.
Okay. That could come in handy.
And that's my
All
turn.
right, so that was... All right. And now we've got Castiel.
Can I take a swing at these things with my mace?
Yeah, there's nothing that would in the rules that are saying that would be prevented, so...
Okay.
Stop hitting yourself, Cass.
Well, that's a natural one.
Thunk, thunk,
Oh,
thunk, thunk,
no.
Oh no. I'm
That's
not really
literally
into
what
making...
it says.
You can
Oh, no.
no.
You can't kill us, we'll kill ourselves.
I'm not saying we won't in the future, but for right now, there's no like critical fumble kind of a thing. You just missed.
Oh man. There's no Matt Wayne.
But this could be a really
D4
funny one to just go,
Yeah.
whap.
It's like a Looney Tunes Elmer Fudd thing.
You just
I
broke
got
your
him
own
now.
nose. Yeah.
And that will end my turn.
Okay. That brings us over to Tarsus.
Could I attack these with a sword? Is there a path to making that happen?
Yeah, I just moved Aurelion a little bit because I know he said he tucked into the corner. And I would say, yeah, I would give him a half cover. So they'd only have a +2 to their AC, but you can still make the attack.
+2 to their AC. What if I was to do a ray of frost from like here or here, thing like that? Is
Yeah,
it
if you
going to
wanna
be the
try-
same, like +2 to the AC regardless?
Because even though a lot of folks may struggle with a grid, if you want to stand right there, I'll give it to you.
Oof,
No
I'm
cover.
struggling.
No, it's okay. Sorry for wasting your time with the question. I'll take the
It's all good.
+2 AC.
Glad you apologized.
I wasn't talking to
My
you.
feelings were hurt.
I would prefer to waste more of your time, actually, Lee. All right, that was an 11, and I do have heroic inspiration.
True.
Question is, should I waste it right now? Fortunately, I feel like I probably should, because if I could stop Michael from taking more damage, I think I will.
That's
Oh,
fair.
that's a 7, or an 8 actually this time. So
Oh no.
I will
Just keep making puns. You know your dungeon master.
retreat
Get
into
another-
back into the hallway and
All right.
wait.
Okay. That brings us back to the top with the swarm, who is just gonna do more trying to bite Castiel. And that is, oh no, that's only a 6 to hit, so that's a miss. It's just trying, and it's getting. What is he wearing? Chainmail? Was it Castiel wearing chain or chain shirt?
Egg shirt.
One of those things. Yeah. So it's just getting armor, and that's gonna bring us back to Aurelion.
I can see that Castiel's kind of like hurting, right? Like,
I mean, yeah.
all right. Oh, I don't know
He's
what it looks
bloodied.
like getting bit by centipedes. All
You see
right. So
blood.
I'm going to, as my action, can I try and like push him back out of the way behind me? Like, can I try and like grab and like brush some off and like push him behind me?
Oh. You know what?
And do
I
that.
would say yeah. I'm just gonna say, just for game terms, I'm gonna say you're trying to grapple this swarm. Because the idea
Okay.
is to separate him, right? That's
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it.
To
So that's
be
what
able to
it's
put
athletics by.
myself between Castiel and the swarm. So I
so
make
what would
my
be your
attack.
strength, your muscle wizard spell save with strength. So you're 8 plus your strength mod plus proficiency.
Sure.
Yeah.
So my strength a 13, so 1, so that's 11.
Well, I rolled a natural 1.
Nice.
So you successfully separate Castiel from the swarm, and you want to just kind of, you can move at half speed and kind of drag him. You want to,
No,
you want to.
Do that
You're not grappling the swarm. I just used that to kind of replicate
for
the
mechanics.
situation.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I
so you
can-
could do that. So that would burn, we'll say 20 feet of your movement to pull him in your square and back.
Okay, so
But
it's
you're
20
there
feet of my
now.
movement and my action.
Yeah.
And I'll just kind of like stand like in between the swarm and Castiel. And I'll
Yeah.
just be like, stay behind me.
Alright.
And I will cast Healing Word, which will be my final spell, but it is highly necessary.
Oh, beans.
So that's 10 HP back to you.
He's back to max.
Yeah.
He's back to maximum.
Back
You,
to max.
can I make a
So
quick
that's-
comment on 5 too far? Why isn't grappling in the action list
It is.
in the rules glossary?
Oh, I don't.
It's separate. Like
It's in
way
the rules
further.
glossary under its own thing. Yeah. It's
Gotcha. I was like, on
superior
D&D
organization,
Beyond,
Josh. If
it
you
says
disagree,
actions in
you're wrong.
combat.
I know. That's it.
All right. I'm assuming that's Aurelion is done,
Yeah.
right? Because yeah, okay. That brings us back to Gar.
Yep, I'm gonna do the same thing I did before because I don't think I can do 3-card cover hit. So please make a intelligence save minus a
-5
d4
intelligence save.
with a minus d4, please.
That brings me to a natural result of 0.
Nice.
So you I rolled a
right.
5.
That's another 3 damage.
Okay. So yeah, it's kind of cool because for anyone like right in front of Aurelion, you see like some of the centipedes seem to just kind of like shrivel up and kind of and just a few of them just die off, and you just see their bodies kind of hit the ground. All right, are you doing any moves or bonus
Nope,
actions?
I'm sticking right where I'm at.
Okay. Castiel.
I'm gonna take a swing at it with my my mace.
Okay. Just like with Tarsus, they're going to give it half cover, so it'll have a +2 to its AC.
Okay, well, it's not gonna matter because that is a 7 to hit.
7 wouldn't have hit even if it was a straight roll.
Just looks like
Mhm.
I'm just swinging all over the place.
I mean, to
A
be
baseball
fair,
player
a whole
going
bunch of
after a
bugs were
bee.
all a whole bunch of bugs were crawling all over you. Yeah, it's like Luke trying to fight off Vader's things. Ah! Ah! All right, so that was your action. Do anything else?
No.
Okay. All right, that brings us to Tarsus. Now I would say you're probably too crowded to get in for melee, but I actually didn't realize you had Ray of Frost till you mentioned it.
Well, neither did I. So, I'll use Ray of Frost, and that's gonna be a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
Hey,
Dragon
max
forms
damage.
with freaking cold laser beams.
That's an 8.
8
on
damage,
the cold
nice.
die.
Yeah, I mean a good chunk of these things just like freeze. Like this like blue laser beam streams right over Castiel's head, and just whoosh, like flash freezes what feels like has to be half of the remaining centipedes there. All right, so that was your action.
I mean, I guess I'm gonna back over to here, just to make room if people need to get by. That's it. That'll end my turn.
Okay. The rest of these centipedes advance on Aurelion and are gonna now try and swarm him. And that's a 17 to hit. Only 3 piercing damage. As these tiny little bug bites are just like, well, swarming you. And that's gonna be it for them. I'm gonna go back to Aurelion.
Okay. I'm going to use my bonus action. Cast. No.
This is an interesting decision here.
I'm just gonna separate it, and I'm just gonna
Yep.
take 2
Do I
swings.
attack twice or do I go
Yeah.
melee?
Yeah, I'm gonna swing twice. All right. So attack action. That I'm gonna use my heroic inspiration on because I rolled a 1. 13.
A 13 hits.
Clubs. That's a D4. 5 damage.
5 damage, okay. There's not many of these left,
Good.
but there are still up in your grill.
Yeah, all right, so bonus action, swing again. 10. Oh, sorry, not 10. 12.
A 12 just hits.
Man, math is important. 4 damage.
Yes, it is.
I was
How
like,
much?
9 plus 3, 10. 4 damage.
4 damage. Nooch. What does it look like when Aurelion fight off the last of these centipedes.
So I kind of like separate it. So now I have just these two, like, you know, like 1.5 foot long wooden like clubs basically in each hand. And I just kind of like go down in like a line and just kind of like swat a bunch of them and then like crush the last one that's like running across my thigh, just
Yeah,
and smash it right down onto my thigh.
definitely. So yeah, after what was a fairly quiet and uneventful first foray into this dungeon, I mean, it was like Castiel's like, no, nothing's here, and then, oh crap, a whole bunch of these things, but you, all of you, I mean, very quick acting, you defeated the swarm of centipedes.
We did it.
What do you nerds?
Evil is
what do you nerds
cleansed.
wanna
We
do?
can leave.
I knew we could do it.
I now see Castiel as an anime character. Something about the way you said that. It's just. I knew we could do it.
It's gotta
If we
believe
just
in your
believed.
friends. I knew I could count on my friends to get us through this pickle.
I knew I could count on my friends. I look at Aurelion and Tarsus.
That's great. Did we open that casket? Is that where these things came from? He opened it and then they came out, or was it just when he opened this door?
After he opened it, just the back wall from behind it, they kind of like burst through tiny little holes in the earth.
You all right, Castiel?
I'm all right. Aurelion helped me a little bit here. I appreciate all of you. Do you think that was the big bad evil in this place?
Does it
Yeah.
look like the casket was trapped? Does it look like something triggered that caused them all to run out, or is this just like a crazy coincidence?
Yeah, give me a perception check.
16.
You can't see anything that would indicate there was some kind of like pressure plate or wire or anything that would be
Okay.
conventional.
Seems like may have just been some bad luck.
Yeah. I
Well,
guess
on to the next one, right?
I'm gonna open the casket.
From the one above Castiel.
Sure. Maybe I just. Is that what
Is
Nooch
that-
just did? Did he just open the casket that on
Well,
the?
Castiel opened it, looked
Castiel,
inside,
yeah.
said it was empty, and then centipedes attacked.
Okay, that's what I was asking.
So I
before.
looked to
didn't-
see
I
if
didn't
there
realize
was
he opened it.
anything. Yeah, I was just looking to see if there was anything that maybe like released them or whatever.
Gotcha. One more. If no one stops me, I'm gonna open this.
Okay.
Ready for
Looks.
something to jump out. Shield
I
up.
don't blame you. But it does look like pretty much the same. This one, I believe, if I remember correctly, is Gustav's. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll look
And that one
inside
underneath
too.
was Elizabeth. Yeah, same thing. All four of the caskets themselves look relatively the same. It just happens when you opened up Elizabeth's. That it-
So they're all
centipedes.
empty. There's no remains
all
in
empty.
any of them.
No significant events occurred when Tarsus did that.
Think there's any significance to some sort of weird monster only being on one of them?
Anyone else think it's weird that all of them are empty?
You know, them being empty to me sounds weirder than bugs coming out of nearby of one of them.
I would have expected Rosavalda's and Thornbolt's to be empty. We saw their supposed remains upstairs.
We found at least 2 other skeletons upstairs too.
Presumably Gustav and Elizabeth. And
I will say the one that was in the
servant.
box. What I was gonna say is a servant.
Yeah.
at least in terms of clothing.
Sure. Oh, right. Elizabeth was the one that we haven't seen. We're just assuming that would be like a servant or something, some sort of
But-
nanny.
Random question. Who... If your kids are still alive, why would you make a casket and thing for them? And then if they had died, how did they get in the room?
Why would you lock them in a room from the outside? There's a
And
lot of
not
questions
put them
here.
not put them
Why?
in their caskets.
There's plenty of religions that will build mausoleums and cemetery plots, headstones, things of this nature well before the people pass. Typically, more wealthy, higher class individuals, but it's not uncommon. What's uncommon is locking their bodies behind a door. What's even more uncommon is them in spirit form telling us to go into this house. After someone invited us all together into a clearing that brought us all here.
That puts it all into perspective, really. It really does.
Do we have anything else going on in that book, Gar?
I'll open the book. Is there anything else in that book?
And while Gar is
look, this is
studying
really-
it, you can just kind of see Castiel peeking at the book to see if anything has shown up for him, or if
the book
Gar's
looks
just
the
studying
same.
a blank book again.
The book looks the same to both of you. Castiel sees nothing, and Gar sees all of the former pictures that he saw, but no new pictures.
Oh, crazy. So when I was studying the book, they do see one thing in the book. I did write a little thing in the corner of the book. It's just a little tiny dick butt for when they look, they all try to peek into the book. Like, haha, shows you, right?
I'm
Nice,
gonna
so
reach
Castiel,
into my
you see
pack. I'm gonna reach into my pack and say, "Oh man, wow, God, look, this book, it's acting on its own." And I put my hand inside the page and then open it up and flip them
Castiel starts laughing so hard he's snorting.
That's clearly your hand, not the book acting.
You are perceptive, one.
You can't pull the wool over my eyes. However, you might be possessed. Are you possessed?
Oh, more than any other day, I suppose.
It sure would suck if we got possessed here, wouldn't it? Oh boy.
Alright,
Anyway,
fellas,
let's keep
what are we
going.
doing next?
Well, shall we continue searching through the well room, or do we want to continue to the west of here?
Oh yeah, the west.
I kind of want to go west just because it's right there and it looks like it's almost clear. Oh, maybe it's not.
It's also where Fievel went.
Yep.
Fievel did, in fact, go west.
All right. So I have no more of my special tricks, so I'm just gonna be stealthy in my form, just slowly progressing. And I'll
And
just kind of
you cast
keep
a
everyone
spell
close.
Yeah, you
I did
cast a
cast the
spell when you
spell
got down there, right?
Well, I mean, I guess how much time has passed? Because I haven't dropped concentration on it.
Okay.
It's up to 10 minutes.
I think with as much traveling as you've done, I think it's fair to say that's passed.
Okay. I was assuming
Right.
as much.
Yeah.
I do still have a wild shape left, but I'm out of spell slots. So.
If you're gonna
yeah,
proceed
so
in this path, it looks like there's a door to the left and a door down.
Yeah, but the doorway down is like, I can kind of see that corner, right? That
Yeah, you just
southwest
know that
corner.
if you go down and you could make a right from
Yeah.
a character's right.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna kind of like slink around this corner. I'll kind of like try and peek first and be quiet.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'll kind of roll around this corner. And I've got them both kind of separated still. And then these are stairs going down.
You could tell you're taking a look down there, Josh.
I'm not gonna go
Tarsus.
like away from the group, but I'll take a peek.
More or less, that's what you see. And Aurelion, you were the one that originally scouted the other room, so you could kind of tell. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's
Something
the
like
well
that.
room.
I think I remember what I'm seeing. All right. So I'll kind of relay that. Be like, I think this may lead to the well room. Do we want to investigate that space? It also appears like there may be a hall down here. Or what do you see over there, Tarsus?
Kind of curves a little bit, continues down. I'm happy to go wherever if you want to check out the well room and finish that first. That's fine by me.
Probably clear some of it out just to make sure nothing sneaks up behind us, right?
What we've been working towards the whole time. And I'll kind of start slinking down the stairs, peeking around that corner, and then
You've
I'll
got
do like a real
60 feet
cool-
of-
Yeah, and in
60
my form, I was 60 feet.
Yeah. So yeah, you just see some more hallway. It looks like some steps. A couple sets of steps.
I'll do a sweet like
Give
Mission
me,
Impossible roll. Oh, sorry.
Give me a perception check, actually.
Can do that. Ooh, that's very high. 25.
You notice that there's an absence of footprints going down this hallway. It looks like just going. I'll just do a quick little. It looks like the footprints only go this direction rather than down here.
Noticing that, I'll back up. Be like, Gar, we should regroup for a moment.
Okay.
And then kind of join back up and explain what I saw, and then be like, it seems as if no one has traveled that hallway. The rest of these are all well worn. The path looks largely undisturbed.
Is this area where Tarsus is standing? Like this
Yeah.
little walkway? There are footsteps there? Footprints?
Yes. Yeah. For the most part, everything seems like. I don't know if you remember from last session, like when you got down to the dungeon level, like you just saw footprints basically heading in every direction. So the reason for the check was just to see, like, just how, if you had noticed, like, this earth just looks like nobody walks here.
How about now?
Tell you, how about now? Yeah, everything still looks about the same. Hang on. I'll give you some more context.
How far can you see, Tarsus?
What are you, a cop?
Dark vision, I think he's Dragonborn have it now.
We all have dark vision.
Yeah.
60 feet.
Yeah, I think everybody's got 60 feet.
That's very helpful.
Hang on a second here. So Josh, as Tarsus steps there, you see right in front of you a hand, like a sickly hand kind of just reach out from the ground, another hand, and then what looks like some kind of a zombie
Let's go, baby.
of some sorts, some kind of a zombie of some sort emerges. You see another set, and I'm gonna need initiative from everybody here because we're having we're gonna have some fun.
I made some friends.
I'm retiring this
Sure
dice
did,
tonight.
At
That's
least
my
I rolled a
second nat
4.
1.
Oh,
I got a-
what's your initiative then? A 2
Yikes.
for
That's
Castiel?
2.
Oof.
I think I gotta switch to
What
my,
was the other?
my Jedi die because
I got a 4 for initiative.
4.
Good.
I have a 9.
Okay.
You're on
guys,
spot.
okay.
A gentleman.
Did you tell me?
6.
Nobody over a 10. Boyos, this is oh. We're starting the combat. Everybody goes before you. Okay. But the fun thing about that though is you do have a bit of a bottleneck situation, so you could be in worse shape tactically from that standpoint.
The other thing is that there's no cats in America, and the streets are paved with cheese.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, so the one to your, we'll say, yeah, the one to the right of the map attacks you. A natural 20.
No, it's not.
It is a natural 20.
No, I believe you. It's just wacky. That's wild.
This is-
I'm gonna use shield.
Oh,
Well, would that matter?
no.
I guess it wouldn't matter. Never mind.
All right. So that's 9 piercing damage plus 6 necrotic. As your attention was focused in front of you, and this thing literally bites at your leg as it's emerging from the ground. It makes a second attack.
Oh,
Oh,
damn it.
yeah, I'm gonna drop.
Well, no, well, a 16 misses Tarsus, right?
16 misses, yeah.
Oh,
Okay, 16 misses.
it's only.
I'll just say it. The ghoul in front of you is gonna take a swipe at you with a claw.
Ooh. Oh boy.
The Gabagool.
23 to hit.
I'm gonna use shield for that.
Yep, I think that's a good choice. So,
Well,
yeah,
may have
and then
overestimated it.
I feel like the others can't really get in there because it's kind of like a I Am Legend situation where they're just kind of lined up behind each other, ready to go. So we're just going to move now to Aurelion. You don't see this happen, but you definitely hear activity and some kind of, I'm sure, sound of pain from Tarsus.
A shrill scream.
Yeah. It's much less manly than you might have expected. No, just kidding.
I should have mentioned that my 2 TPKs, I started my parties at level 3.
Ask me if I'm concerned.
All right.
Love it.
All right. Hearing the commotion, I'm gonna reconnect. Shit. Ugh. I'm gonna throw my notebook everywhere.
That just sums it all up right there.
In response, I'm upset. I will go. I'll just kind of like run right past Castiel, plant my foot on this wall to kick off of it, come down here. As I'm coming past, I'll put my bow staff together. As a bonus action, I'll cast Shillelagh on it. And then, can I get past to here? Or no, because of these, like, supports? I got 15 feet of movement left, which is half my movement speed.
Okay. It would take all 15 to get to that square, but moving through Tarsus and then leaving that square could provoke an opportunity attack from G1.
That was the whole
If
intention.
that's something you want to consider.
Yeah, no, that was kind of my point. I kind of wanted that to happen.
Okay. All right, yeah, he's going to take a swipe.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm assuming that is what you're doing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm moving through to here.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
That hits.
6 slashing damage.
Okay.
And may I please have a Constitution saving throw?
You may. 11.
Success. You feel like there was something about the way this creature clawed you, there was a brief moment where your muscles felt like they wanted to seize, and they didn't, though. You kind of shrugged it off, and you're like, what the heck was that?
Gotcha. Okay. So I'll kind of like come over here, steady myself, and then I'm going to make like an attack with the staff, the shillelagh cast on it.
Yeah, we're
Against
going to do just like
G2.
we've been doing. Yeah, we'll do it just like we've been doing, half cover.
Yep. 22.
Oh, yeah.
Thank Christ. Nice. 7 force damage.
7 force damage. Let's go. Yeah, with a few really deft movements, you're like, I mean, you took a hit, but he lands and just turns with a if it was a spear, it would have skewered him completely, but it was a nice right in the face.
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Okay. That brings us to Gar.
I can't really be very effective in close quarters, especially with everything like this. I think I'm gonna hold. I'm gonna like try to move here.
Okay.
Oh, maybe not. No, I'll go here, I guess, and then I'll just blast. I don't really have any good AoE here.
Yeah, I would
Unless
say if you're going right after G2, you won't. There's no cover or disadvantage.
Yeah, I'll just go for that one.
Yeah.
No reason not to. That is not good enough, though. Not even close to good enough. In fact, it's quite far from good enough. Actually, it's like light years away from good enough. And then I'm gonna move out of the way so our friends can also move if they need to.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so as this like vibrant green eldritch blast just fires over the head and slams into the back of the wall. You just see like dust and rubble kind of do its thing. And that's going to bring us to Tarsus.
All right. I am going to do a lightning breath to the west. So G2 and G3.
Yeah, what do I have to
them.
do? Saving
I
throws?
need, yeah, it's a DC 12 Dex save.
Okay, G2. That's a 5. That's not going to do. And then
Good.
G3
Good.
is a 9. Both fail.
Woo! All right. Love to see it. Hopefully I roll okay on this D10. That's a 5. Could have been better, could have been worse. So they're gonna take 5 lightning damage.
What does that look like? I feel like I've never had a Dragonborn in our games. It's been a very long time.
It's like you Aurelion feels like he smells rain. And there's like a brief static buildup. You can see Tarsus's breath as if it was very cold in here, and then he just opens wide, and there's like a clap of like a thunder-like sound as the lightning strikes G2 and G3.
Very nice.
I'm gonna do it anyway. I am going to back up. When I do that, do I
Only
take an
one
opportunity attack?
Only
Let
one
us
though,
see.
thanks to Aurelion. That is a 21 to hit on a claw.
Ooh.
All right. And to confirm, the shield has dropped. Right. I use shield outside of my turn. It's the start of my turn again, so shield is dropped.
Yeah. You do have a reaction if you have another slot and want to do it, but
I'm gonna use my last spell slot for shield again.
Okay.
To turn that into a miss.
But you'll keep that bonus through your next turn, right?
Yeah.
Through
So
all 4 of those other ghouls, when they go.
Question for you, Jacob. standing
Okay.
in the position that I'm standing in,
Yeah.
does Tarsus feel like he is at risk of being attacked by ghouls in this position and this position?
You feel like you would have. I'll say we're doing around corners as half cover, so it would be possible. Yes.
All right, I could live with that. That'll put my AC at like a 27. So.
Oh yeah, you get it. Really.
All right, I'll end my turn.
Okay. That brings us to Castiel.
All right. I'm going to step up to here. And I am going to use one of my channel divinities and turn undead.
Here it goes. Okay, how does this work?
It says you present your holy symbol and censure undead creatures. Each undead creature of your choice within 30 feet must make a DC 13 wisdom save. If they fail, it has frightened and incapacitated for 1 minute, and for that duration, it tries to move as far away from me as it can on its turn. The effect ends early if the creature takes damage, or if I'm incapacitated or die.
Wait, it's frightened and incapacitated,
Yes,
but it tries to move when it's incapacitated?
that's what it says.
Incapacitated. Actually, I think it just says you don't have your action or bonus action.
bonus,
Really?
or reaction.
Okay.
I think
You could still move, which is a little strange, but
That's
Okay.
silly.
I think it's
That's
to
not
make
what
sure
that
it's
word
not
means.
dashing.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. That's not what that word means. So G1 got it's a wisdom save. So that's a 6. That's a fail. G2. An 11 is a fail, right? You said 13 is
13.
All right, 3. 16 succeeds. 4. 19 succeeds. So we're gonna say yellow is scared. Your ghouls are yellow.
They're yellow.
Just when if the ghouls go again, just remind me of again of what that does. So that was I think maybe 5 feet of movement in your action.
And now I am going to use my bonus action, and I am going to cast Healing Word on Tarsus.
Fuck.
There you
Freaking
go.
go. I
Yeah.
didn't realize you had that.
And that is 10 healing.
Dang.
I finally get a
Ooh.
good roll, a 3 and a
Yeah.
4 on my d4s.
Told you I wasn't even concerned a little bit. Michael's got me.
Mm-hmm. All right. Castiel staying put.
Yes.
Okay. That brings us back to the
Well,
top.
I do just
Go
have
ahead.
one question there. Does it look like that Tarsus is like posted up like this is the spot that he's gonna defend kind of a thing? Or does it look like he's a little scared and might want to run?
No, he's gonna defend. this
Okay,
spot as best he can.
then I'd stay put here.
Yeah. I'll move out of the way if somebody needs to do a little chew over my shoulder, but
Choo choo.
Okay. So what exactly happens with turning now? The ones that are turned they're frightened and they have to run away.
Yes. Try to move
Okay,
as far
and
away from me as it can on its turn, and it lasts for 1 minute. And it doesn't say there's any additional saves in that minute.
They are turned.
Unless they take damage, right? Or it just drops.
I think if somebody
unless
attacks them or something,
unless
or-
they take damage,
Okay.
or I'm dropped.
So yeah. Just make sure I know the speed. Yeah. So this guy runs back.
I was hoping they were slow enough that they couldn't get past each other.
This one is going to leave Aurelion's range. I don't know how you want to handle that, but technically does provoke an opportunity
I mean,
attack.
I can't use a reaction for anything else, so yeah. Nope, not gonna touch him. If he's running
what I'm
away
saying, I
from
was
me, I'm
like,
gonna let him run away. Yeah.
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 I mean, it's a long time.
Yeah. 10 minutes is enough to walk back upstairs.
And this guy's going to charge forward right at Aurelion. gonna try and bite at you. 21 to hit.
It's
You were supposed to go after me, you bastard.
Well, that's 7 piercing and 5 necrotic.
You turn the corner, out of sight, out of mind.
Well, to me, that was that ghoul only saw. And G4 has a higher initiative than G3. So that's 12 altogether.
Yep. So as he comes at me, I kind of put my staff up to block it, but he takes me down. And I fall on the floor.
Yep. You're down?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh. All right. And it has a second bite attack, so it's going to go after you again.
You bet it does.
A natural 1, but a 13. So 17 would hit, right?
So what?
Aurelion fails 2 death saving throws.
Bing bong.
Mm-hmm.
Not even worried. This is light work.
Well, G3 goes, and it can't go through G4 to get to Tarsus. But it
Light
can
work.
try and go after Aurelion.
Light work.
No. Boyos.
Ooh.
Boyos.
Ooh.
14 plus 4.
Yeah,
That's it.
That's a hit.
Oh,
That's a
Yeah.
hit.
you bet it is.
The second, these 2 ghouls just pounce.
I live again.
They pounce on Aurelion and just start biting and carving into his flesh. And Tarsus, Castiel, you both see this. There is no way Aurelion is alive. Does Aurelion have any last words that would want to say? At least before he got knocked unconscious.
I don't know if I would necessarily say anything. I would just close my eyes. As there was like coming, and as I knew I was getting overtaken, I would just kind of close my eyes and almost kind of this like wave of like peace would kind of like wash over him.
Yeah.
Almost as if he was like, this is fitting. Like, this was always coming. This was always chasing me. But this also gives me an opportunity to come back. Like, Aurelion believes
your body
in
is still there.
reincarnation, so he's just like, well, he believes in reincarnation, so he's
Okay.
not necessarily
I got
thinking about coming back as this body. He's just like, we'll be back.
All right.
Like,
Yeah. Okay.
so
And with that,
almost like looking forward to the new learning opportunity in the next lifetime kind of thing. So he's just like, okay, like, so that's how this story ends. A new chapter begins.
Yep. With that, we're going to remove Aurelion's token, and that's going to bring us to Gar.
right. I don't have any good vision on these guys at all, right? I'm kind of screwed for any chance of hitting them.
Yeah, you could rearrange a little bit. I would give them 3/4 cover at best.
Yeah, there's no way in hell I'm hitting anything in there. Get out of the way! I will cast.
Can you see them to do a mind sliver?
I can. I'm just. It's
That is true.
negligible because I'm the only one that uses saving throws with the mind sliver.
Damage is damage.
What if I? All right. What if I create like minor illusion? Like, if I try to make like an illusion of a really tasty thing over here.
Do you have
I
to
don't
see?
know.
Okay. So yeah, what are you trying to do? Is a 5?
I'm trying to distract them and making them use their action to look at
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
is here instead of here.
I totally hear you. What what are you making, and then what would be your spell save DC for that? Like, how is there a
My
mechanic
spell
for
save
that?
DC would be 14, and I'm going to be making.
Would it be an intelligence? Would it be wisdom? Like, does it reference an ability in the spell?
It says they have to make an intelligence check. The creature can determine that it's an illusion with an intelligence check that requires an action. With a spell save DC of 14.
All right. What are you conjuring?
I don't know.
I just want to put a token down.
I don't know, like a gnome. Like a really fat gnome. I don't know.
Here you go. See, an illusory gnome.
Perfect. He's like, he's just doing a little jig on top of Aurelion's body, I guess.
Oh my goodness.
Tarsus attacks.
So that was
gnome.
So that was your action, right?
Yeah, that's my action. And
Okay.
I don't have any bonus actions I can do.
Okay.
So that's my turn.
All right, that brings us back to Tarsus.
Do they look like distracted in any way by this gnome?
It might be a bit too early to tell.
All right.
Oh yeah, I can roll. I hadn't rolled yet, but I can.
Well,
Yeah, it says an act. They spend an act. They can spend an action to do so. So it's entirely up to, I guess, Jake.
that's all right. I just didn't know what that would mean mechanically.
Yeah.
I will. I'll use my breath weapon one last time.
Okay.
For a dex save, DC 12. For both of
All
them.
right. G4. Got a 10. That's a fail. G3. 17 succeeds. So.
That's G4 takes 2 lightning damage. G3 takes 1. I should have just hit it. Oh well.
Well, you gave yourself a path to damaging both. Which you did do.
Is what it is. Yeah, that will end my turn.
All right. Castiel goes.
Can I see G4?
Yeah, you can definitely see G4, G3, Aurelion, and the illusory gnome that is kind of standing over Aurelion.
I am going to cast Holy Word on G4.
Okay, is that a saving throw?
No, it's just an attack. A ranged attack spell. Ranged spell attack,
Okay.
I should say. That is a 15 to hit.
Yeah, 15 hits for sure.
Okay. And, oh, max damage. That is 8 radiant damage.
Nice. And also does something else. Is it like a ray of frost?
It does reduce its speed by 10 feet. And it can't take reactions until the end of its next turn.
Okay. All right, so that was your action.
And I don't know if it'll make a difference because he probably could have gotten by me anyway, but I am actually going to take a step back, like right here, so that way if Gar wants to run up, he can and get closer. Because I feel like he said something last time.
Okay. And that's the end of your turn?
Yes.
All right, that brings us to G4. You said it was an intelligence check to see if it distracts, right?
Yes. Well, it would require his action to do so. So it's up to you if it's worth.
This is where the rules are weird and are.
This is where the rules
because
for.
if there is an illusion, you're going to see it.
Mm-hmm, exactly, but it's not like it says if a creature takes the study action. So it's it's entirely up to how, you know.
Yeah,
I guess
I'm
it's
just gonna
almost
do.
like make a perception check to see if you notice it.
Yeah,
and then-
it's such a janky
but it's
spell.
intelligence. Yeah.
Sure.
So
Well, to
G4.
determine if it's real or not.
Yeah.
So G4 actually, you see as it takes one final rip out of the flesh of Aurelion, you see his blue, his bluish blood dripping down his face, and just like looks up and it pounces forward at the illusory gnome, which does go right through it.
Fall down the stairs.
And then he
idiot.
looks. Yeah, but then he looks confused, and it's very clear that this is an illusion at that point. But you did burn that creature's action. Okay, then the other people have to just run away from you, right? The turned ones, still, right?
Yes.
G3 though, I also was like gnawing on Aurelion's leg, realizing that Tarsus just breathed lightning at him and lunges forward to go after Tarsus with a couple of bite attacks.
Come at me, baby.
Attack 1, that is definitely a miss. That's a 9.
Mm-hmm.
Second attack. That's even worse. That's a 7.
That's right.
Supposed
So
to
yeah,
roll those
your shield
against
is up
me,
there.
you butthole.
Keep country strong.
Had advantage
I'm
to
the one
get
with-
you when you were down.
I'm the one with lower AC.
Yeah, so that's going to be it for G3, and that brings us back to Gar, who now sees his illusion dissipate, and this other ghoul is now right up going after Tarsus, who is doing a decent job blocking him with the shield right now.
So rules clarification, you can't cast spells that from a spell scroll that aren't on your spell list, correct?
That is technically true.
Okay.
What spell are you trying to do? What are you thinking of?
I mean, there's a spiritual weapon scroll. There is a bless, two of which would apply here. However,
I was gonna say I might have given you some leeway with wizard spells if that was one of them, but just because of your
yeah, neither of them are
back to
wizards.
the tome kind of a thing. Yeah.
All right. Well, how about
No.
this? How do these ghouls look? Who do they look like they're in pain or not? I mean, not pain, but do they look bloodied potentially? One of them, two of them, maybe at all?
I would say neither of them looks great, but neither of them would look bloodied.
Okay. I'm gonna.
If you want to get an Eldritch Blast at 3, you certainly can.
Yeah, I know, but it's just half cover.
If you
Kinda
wanted.
Screw it. Yeah.
If you moved one square to the left, I wouldn't give him cover.
From like here
Yeah.
or like here. I thought
No,
corners were
that one right
covered.
there. They are, but that's kind of like you're both right there.
Okay, then I'll
And that was with melee stuff too. So
I will.
at least how it work in my
instead-
brain.
It works in your brain. That works for me. Chromatic orb, that one.
Ooh, come on now.
And I'm gonna let's see. I'm gonna use my inspiration that I currently still have. That is 17.
Oh yeah, 17 hits. Come on,
Okay.
doubles.
We're gonna say let's do poison damage. No. Let's do fire damage. Yeah.
How about no? Yeah.
That's not good. That's 2 2s, baby. Woo! Okay, 2 2s and a 7. So it's 9,
All right,
11
so that's
damage.
11 on 3.
Yeah.
Okay. 11 fire damage on 3. Cool.
And
And then it bounces,
that
right?
bounces, baby.
Let's go.
However, that's not as good as a 15.
15 hits?
Oh,
Because it's bouncing to go after
That's a
4.
4.
down
That's
the hallway,
a
right?
5. That's a 5. Can't bounce again though. So 14 to the second one.
14 to the second one. Okay, so Gar steps forward, conjures this like softball sized ball of fire and chucks it at P3. lights him on fire. G3 looks like roughed up. And unfortunately, none of you can see what happened, but I'm gonna make all of you into the camera. You're just looking at the show now to see it just bounces off of 3, and then almost like 4 absorbs it and just bursts into flames and just hits the ground and goes down.
Okay, so one of them's down. I mean, we don't know that. And then I'll just meep back here.
Okay. After Gar goes Tarsus.
Right. I am making an attack with my longsword, and that is a 15 to hit.
15 does hit.
And that'll be 7 slashing.
What does it look like as this charring, burning ghoul drops to Tarsus's blade?
I think he would slash like diagonally facing it would be a southerly blast, slash, and then kind of knock him back with the shield so that the body doesn't fall on the remains of Aurelion. It would fall kind of to this hallway right here.
Okay.
Now,
we could stay in combat if you want, or
I think we need to stay in combat so that minute doesn't run out. It
feel like it. Yeah.
I will. Let's go 5, 10, 15. What's down this hallway? I'll move 15 feet and check.
Okay. Yeah. You see.
So let's call it 20 feet.
Yeah. You're gonna see. Hang on. I like some of the words that they use. This room is festooned with moldy skeletons that hang from rusty shackles against the walls. A wide alcove in the south wall contains a painted wooden statue carved in the likeness of a gaunt, pale-faced man wearing a voluminous black cloak. His pale left hand resting on the head of a wolf that stands next to him. In his right hand, he holds a smoky gray crystal orb. Now that you're kind of standing there looking in the wall, there's like into the new room, there's like a brief like pause, and you can feel like the chanting is coming from behind you, like the steps where the ghoul that burned from the orb.
Yeah.
So that direction.
5:30. Pop over there. Relay as much as I can of what I saw, and end my turn.
All right, that brings us back to Castiel.
I don't know what to do.
I think that's
You should have just
fair.
died. You don't have to make decisions when you die. You're just like, all right, I get to watch now. I'm an audience member.
Silver
this
lining.
Is great. I'm loving this.
Oh man.
Do we want to take our break now?
I think that's a pretty.
If you don't, I'm just gonna make a decision on what Castiel's gonna do. So it's up to you.
I'm happy with following whatever.
He was trying to. He was.
Alright.
doing.
He was
yeah.
looking out for his boy.
Well, Castiel steps up here, and I want to pick up Aurelion's body.
It's a noble effort, but you are able to drag him a little bit. But he definitely outweighs you by a factor of maybe 3 or 4. I think is probably fair. Maybe more than that. But game rules be damned. Here we are.
Or I mean, should I roll for
I
it,
get
or is there you don't think it's really?
No. You're gonna be moving at
Rollable.
half speed.
Okay.
I probably weigh around like 185, 190.
And I'm gonna say, let's get out of here, guys. And
He barely drags him like 5 feet, and like, and like, just for terms of like the reality of the situation, like he was Aurelion was wearing leather or studded leather. Is that right? Yeah. Like there are bite marks. Like his flesh is ripped. Like you see it's on the walls. It's on the ground. Like it open wounds. You see bones in his legs. Like it's awful. Not saying that you wouldn't be doing what you're doing, but like it's a pretty gruesome sight. And you have your action. Right, that was just moving.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know if grabbing him and like pulling. I figured grabbing him or picking him up would be an action, but I don't.
You move him an extra 5
Picking
feet.
up. Technically, he's an object now, if the rules as written. So you can pick him up as a reaction.
This is
Okay,
my friend you're objectifying, Jake. Watch it.
I mean,
I'm still a
the
now,
game is
so-
objectifying it. I thought we'd moved past this in 5.2 far.
I mean,
Technically, we're all objects.
I guess I'll take the dodge action
Fitting.
Okay.
while I'm holding
Very
Aurelion.
Yep. Yeah, that'll just bring us back to Gar then.
I'm going to do my best. Is this table right here?
Yeah.
Looks like a picnic table of some sorts. I'm gonna do my best
It sure
to prepare
does.
that to be put like up front against the wall, like against here for when these guys run back here.
Ooh, yeah. I like that.
Try to barricade. Prepare the
Is there-
barricade.
Is there a table token? There's an animated table token. Here we go. It's quite a bit bigger than I
Wow, that is a
would've
big
thought,
table.
But it works.
Mhm.
It'll get the job done. So yeah, I'll say, well, yeah. Sorry, Gar. Well, we'll move Gar here. This.
Yeah. Yep. I know
and,
exactly
yeah,
what
you're,
that
if
means.
you
I can tell.
you can kind of shove it
Yeah.
forward if once they get everybody past this.
Exactly, that's the plan.
At least the 5. Okay. Is there any? Yeah, that's probably pretty much everything, unless you had a bonus action thing you wanted to do.
I can take 2-weapon fighting.
There you go. Tarsus.
Yeah, Tarsus would, if Castiel will let him, he's gonna take the body and kind of carry him as far as I can,
I think you could definitely get that far with him.
assuming Castiel lets me.
Yes, yeah, I'm okay with that.
Don't.
Are
I
you
got him. Don't
okay
worry.
with the body though?
That was 25 feet. I don't know what that consumed, if that's my action.
I think in order to move 25 feet with a body, you'd need 50 feet of movement, so it would take you a dash.
That works. That'll end my turn.
All right. Castiel, you are now much less encumbered.
Is it my turn?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Was that not clear?
No,
Sorry.
I don't know what else is going on here. I mean,
No,
I don't
that's-
know if
that's fine.
Tarsus got seen and that other guy's about to pop around the corner.
That's very fair.
All right. I'm going to run into this room as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Any actions? Readying, dodging, more movement?
Going to ready a holy word in case I see any enemy
Okay.
as my action, and that will be it.
Sounds good. And that's going to bring us back to Gar.
That's it. That's all I'm doing. I guess I'll spend my. Is there anything else in this room aside from that table?
There's moldy humanoid bones.
Okay, so nothing. Yeah, I'll just do my best
yeah,
to
not really.
barricade it of some sort, just to try to make some sort of barrier, and then I don't know, take a few steps back and like do the same thing Castiel's doing.
Yeah. Okay. Tarsus.
Do I have the ability to stick a javelin through that table so that something just runs straight into it? They
like
impale
bracing it
themselves?
for a charge.
No.
No, he's saying like set it to where there's just a javelin sticking out of it, so if they run into the table,
Yeah,
they're gonna
like
run
if they
into the javelin.
charge the thing, they'll hit the javelin. Is that what you're?
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
phalanx or something?
Basically
I would
say a
say if
trap.
you wanted to try and finagle that, you probably could.
Okay. Then I would like to do that.
You got it.
Yeah, all right. Do you need me to roll anything, or am I free to continue?
I think we're good.
Lovely.
I would say that would take your action, but
Yeah.
you're good.
So then that would give me 15 feet of movement, 5. Then I'm just going to use 10 feet of movement because everybody else is still at the door. And end my turn.
Castiel.
I'm running into the staircase.
Okay.
Be a long way up. Well, for Tarsus anyway.
All right. Which then brings us back to Gar.
Okay, this is gonna be a little janky, but here's what my thought is. I'm gonna grab some oil in my adventurer's pack, pour it all over the table, and then light it on fire.
Okay. Is retrieving an item listed in the actions section?
No idea. Probably.
I'm sure there isn't. Why would they do that?
It's probably like.
I'll
action,
say
right?
that takes your action
To find it or to burn
to
it?
do. I'm gonna say to find it. Retrieving an item really should be. I mean,
An
right?
item.
Well, what would it cost to grab a potion and take a potion from your pack?
It's a bonus action. So yeah, if you're going to bonus action to grab it, action to.
All right, I'm
Douse
just
some
gonna
light?
then I'm gonna douse it. Then I'm gonna douse it and just like throw it on the floor in front of it, like throw it behind the table, and
Yeah.
kind of wait before I light anything on fire.
I thought you were
Yeah,
going to say, and
easy
light
enough to-
Tarsus on fire.
Oh gosh. But if it's just a bottle of oil and you just chuck it at the table, like it's or at the ground, like you can get.
Yeah,
that.
I just want it around that general vicinity, so
Yeah.
when those guys decide to
And
come and
you don't
knock
want to
in,
light it on fire.
I'm gonna hold it. I'm gonna be like holding it, wait, like a little lighter, just like wait a minute, I got this. As soon as I hear movement or whatever coming from that table, I'm gonna light it up.
Okay. All right. So are you staying right where you are?
Yeah, I'm hanging. I'm hanging like here-ish, so I can do it. And I'm just
Okay.
like, I got it. I'll catch up.
Okay. That brings us back to Tarsus.
Be careful, Gar.
Tarsus is dashing. Is he doing the old fireman's carry over the shoulder kind of a move? Yeah.
Yep.
All right. And unless he's going to do anything else, that brings us back to Castiel.
Castiel's gonna start climbing the staircase. I don't know how far 30 feet gets me, but
Yeah.
that's how far I'm
It's actually
going.
a 50-foot drop. It's a 50-foot. Yeah, I remember it saying it's 50 feet to the top. So we could call it difficult terrain. So you're about halfway up, more or less. All right. Which brings us back to Gar, who has not heard anything. You have no reason to believe anything has changed with the table.
Okay. I realize this is stupid. I have a ranged fire attack. Wait for me!
It sounds like I thought you had firebolts. Okay. I
that's
guess
my
that would
turn.
then bring us back to Tarsus. And is it the intention of the three of you to just go up the stairs and retreat?
I
for-
will
sounds
actually
like
sit
that's-
here and wait. I don't. They'll probably run up, but I'll sit like at the stairs just so I can see, and then I'll light it on fire as soon as I see anything.
I would bring Aurelion's body back up to the top, and then if Gar hadn't come upstairs by then, I would go back downstairs by myself. Not necessarily by myself, but just without the body.
All right, I think this is a very good spot to take a break. So let's take 5, and we'll be back after a little commercial break. Here at J&J Tabletop, we're trying to help you get the most out of your games by helping you unlock what works best for you at your table. Whether you're a player or dungeon master, or even play other systems, we'll help you take your experiences to the next level. Subscribe today and get even more out of your games. Our very own Lee, who plays Gar Vochizar, scaled Mount Kilimanjaro, and is as Irish as they come, also has his own YouTube channel dedicated entirely to making D&D fun again. Highly imitated, never duplicated. You will laugh, learn, and enjoy his content, so head to youtube.com/@thiscrits and subscribe today. Our graphic overlays were created by our Dungeon Master Jake at TTRPGoverlay.com. TTRPGoverlay.com is the premier resource for quality D&D and TTRPG actual play graphic overlays. Our overlay packs, like this one, the Gothic Castle, are designed to be simple and enhance your content, which in our opinion is you. Stop by TTRPGoverlay.com today and check out what we've got, including some free examples. Remember, you and your content are special. Our products help everyone see that. We appreciate every kind of support that J&J Tabletop gets. Watching and sharing our videos will always be the primary way you can do that. However, if you enjoy our content, please consider joining our channel as a member. It's a direct way to let us know you believe in what we are doing, and it helps us improve our content. We will be adding to the list of perks we offer as we get ideas, so check back regularly to see what's new.
Don't forget to smash that like button.
So, we're coming back from the break. I think it's fair to say, pour one out for Aurelion. Tarsus and Castiel, you charge up the stairs. Yep. You charge up the stairs. And Gar, you're waiting for something to happen. Like you're just like holding a firebolt. Like it like there's embers like just at your hand. You're ready to chuck it at this oil doused table. And it's like 20 seconds. 30 seconds. Tarsus and Castiel, you get back up to the attic with Aurelion's body. You hear nothing coming from down. How long is Gar gonna stay there? And then I know Tarsus, you mentioned that you'd be potentially going back to see if Gar's okay.
I'll let Gar answer first.
Yeah.
I'll wait an uncomfortable amount of time.
I would say at least a minute goes by. And if you think about just how long a minute feels,
that's a long time
in the midst, in the middle of a tense situation, and no, like it's quiet, like freak. I mean, well, you hear the chanting, the droning that you had been hearing.
So no difference. It's just you don't hear the ghouls anymore.
Correct.
I mean, I would wait an uncomfortable amount of time, like a minute. I feel like Tarsus would get up the stairs before that amount of time is up. So I guess it depends on what Tarsus does.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it would take me to get up the stairs and get back down. It sounds like maybe like somewhere in the 30-second range. But yeah, I think that would make sense. I would bring the body up, lay him down up top, and then just tell Castiel, be careful. I'm gonna go down and make sure Gar doesn't have the same fate. And just immediately just start heading downstairs.
Call up if you hear anything.
Will do.
Yeah, I mean, you're able to get all the way down, and you see Gar with this, holding this magical fire energy in his hand, ready to do something, just like you left him, pretty much.
I'll say to Gar, do we know how long this magical effect Castiel put on them would last for?
I have no idea.
Hold on. yeah.
Go back up the stairs again. 4 more flights of stairs. Back up.
I had to go up the stairs. Let's see. Castiel, how long are they gonna be running away for?
An uncomfortably long time in a battle. Nah,
Castiel, you would know that it's probably past. Yeah.
It would have already ran out.
All right.
You hear crashing from downstairs. I already know the answer.
Yeah. I'd run back down the stairs.
400 pounds of dragonborn and armor comes tumbling down the stairs to get you. That's a dangerous game, my friend. No, I'm just saying, but like that's a lot of momentum.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh man. I know that's not what tumbling means, but when I hear tumbling, I'm imagining head over heels, just like somersaulting down the stairs. I would tell Gar how long it takes, and that it's probably not in effect anymore. But if it lasted that long, it might take them just as long to get back if they care about getting back.
Do we have a plan? Where do we go from here?
If they come through that door, you set them on fire, I'll throw a javelin. And then we decide whether we continue the fight or whether we go back up the stairs.
So we wait longer?
Yeah, I would probably wait, I think, at least 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, nothing happens in that amount of time.
Well, who drew the tombstone on the map?
I did.
Oh, no.
Nooch is gonna be doing all sorts of extras, I'm sure.
Well, I guess we go talk to Cass, figure out what the plan is, and go from there. Something tells me that we, something tells me that there's no one to save here, and we're just kind of, I don't even know why we're here, really.
Oh, yeah. You don't know why we're here. Do me a favor, don't say that to Castiel.
That I don't know why we're
Let's
here.
do a quick little stress test. How's everyone's stress level doing?
Tense? I've been sat down here for 3 minutes waiting for something to come through that table. I'm just waiting. But, I'm tense as hell.
All right. Give me a wisdom saving throw, Gar.
I'm a very wise individual. 12?
You have succeeded. How about Castiel and Tarsus? How are you guys doing?
Yeah, it's tense. That's an 8 for me if you needed a wisdom save.
I was gonna ask. Tarsus has what I'm going to call a stress point. He has a -1 to all D20 checks right now.
That's what we need.
Cool.
Castiel is not stressed yet. I mean, listen, like I'm looking at his characteristics and who he is, and he's
looking over the mutilated corpse of my buddy.
Yeah.
Just like standing next to me.
This is
I'm
fine.
just
This is
sitting
fine.
talking to
Just like-
Aurelion's corpse,
like-
and it's comforting, actually.
Like jaws broken.
We'll
ripped
get
off,
you out of here,
like,
buddy. It's okay.
It's all
There's
right.
like a
That'll
huge
buff right
chunk
out.
taken out. You see my collarbone just like sticking out.
Oh no. Oh man.
Okay.
Not yet. There might be a point where he gets there, but today is not the day.
Yep.
Bullshit.
All right, continue.
All right, I guess we go upstairs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, what's the plan, guys?
I mean, I think we gotta get out of here, don't we? I mean, I feel like that's our best option at the moment.
Aurelion would have wanted us to put an end to this place. There's something nasty going on down there. Those were ghouls. Do we know that he's not gonna come back like a zombie?
Oh boy. I have no idea, and I hate that you brought that into this world. I don't like that potential.
Well, I hate that you brought us into this world.
I didn't bring us anywhere.
But this is
You
the
showed up
world
at my
we live in.
campsite. All right. I can light him on fire. That's about the best I can do.
You're gonna desecrate a corpse?
You know what? I am. I'm gonna throw a blanket or like a friggin'
Whoa.
thing on it.
Before he actually gets away with that,
Oh yeah. This is like a
What-
frustrated like a thing happening. It's not like I'm
What-
just gonna do.
what I guess what would Tarsus know about Aurelion's religion and how they like what they do with their dead? Like, would that be disrespectful? For like, I don't know. Would he want to be buried? Would he want to be put in the stream? Would he like what? You know, that kind of thing.
I'm gonna say, I would say let's make a religion check, but let me just think about it for a second. I'm gonna say, because not only you have met Aurelion, you also are someone who would be familiar with more religious things, so you can make a religion check with advantage.
Thank you. That's a 13 for me. And I should say, we have said before that the two god or goddesses are kind of not similar, but like that. I don't know. We've had conversations about this. Yeah.
You're really so. What exactly you're trying to do, Gar? You're trying to burn his body.
In a frustrated, Tarsus suggests, is this going to come back to bite us quite literally? I say, I hate you brought that into the world, potentially. I say, I can potentially torch it. And he says, whoa, you're going to desecrate a body? And I say, fuck it, yes. That's pretty much what's happening. But it's
Well, I'm
it's
not
like
sure
a-
if it matters if Tarsus succeeds on his check or
no.
not. then.
It's a frustrated thing. It's kind of like a kid throwing his hands up, like, I don't have the answer here. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like grabbing a sheet from one of these freaking things and going to throw it over the body and light it on fire.
Does Castiel do anything?
Castiel tries to stop him.
Okay.
So,
I'm not
I
fighting
would-
it. It's
Oh, okay.
Tarsus doesn't exactly know what the death rites for Eldath would be. The only thing you'd have to go on is just conversations and getting to know Aurelion over the short period of time that you've known him.
I don't think that's the way he would want to return to the earth.
okay. That's fine. Then don't suggest he's gonna come back as a zombie. Figure out how to do it. I don't have all the answers, guys. All right? Stop treating me like an evil, bad, terrible person. I don't know what's going on either.
Stop being such an evil, bad, terrible person.
Son of a bitch. I light Tarsus on fire. No.
Stop being such an evil, bad person. Love it.
I ask the question. He just got killed by an undead. Does that mean he's gonna turn into one? I ask both of you this. Could be rhetorical. I don't know if you know the answer or not. Alright? We're all stressed right now. Except for maybe Castiel.
He's having a grand old fucking time.
Because we're gonna get out of this, guys. It's okay. Things will work out.
I believe that.
Right, that's fine, but what do we do now? Are we trying to leave, or are we trying to solve this? And what are we doing with Aurelion? If I don't want him coming back to bite me in the I don't want him to bite me. That would suck. Does anyone know anything about his afterlife? If no one knows, I don't know if we have a luxury, guys.
Well, I know
I would say
for
for
sure
the
that
funeral
he would...
rites, Tarsus and Castiel could roll with advantage on religion.
All right. For religion, that is a 16.
Castiel, you would know that Aurelion would expect to be reincarnated.
So with that kind of knowledge, would I assume that his body wouldn't matter what happens to it?
Give me another religion check.
That's what you mean by reincarnation, I guess. I don't know.
It's a 17 this time.
I'm gonna let Nooch answer that, but I'm gonna say that succeeds.
So his particular belief, and it would be, he believes that it's a spirit that inhabits a physical form, and the spirit is eternal, and the spirit is what comes back. The physical form is of the earth and returns to the earth, and cremation is totally okay.
But Castiel already stopped Gar from burning the body, right?
Yeah.
So...
He would expect some water on him beforehand.
Maybe he just has emotions.
Yeah.
I'd be like, he wanted to purify.
So Castiel's gonna take a deep breath and go, Gar, you're right. It's a risk we can't take, and I thinking about this a little more clearly and without some of the heightened emotions, it wouldn't be desecration.
Let's not do it in this place, though.
It's hard for me not to want to return somebody to the earth when they pass, but that's not necessarily his views.
Where do we do it?
Why not do it here? Might burn this place to the ground.
He wanted to burn the entire place, purify it with fire the entire time we were in the house.
Well, we could burn the whole place to the ground.
It sounds like we're gonna go back down anyways. Right?
Let's not burn him with the filth that he wanted to destroy.
I can respect that.
So where do we burn him?
I'm gonna give Tarsus inspiration for that one.
Thank you.
Outside?
I mean, yeah, sure.
All right, so I guess we're carrying the body to outside, or trying to.
Yeah, I'll carry him.
All right.
Does he have any Does he have any water on him or anything like that? I know that he's
You notice that I carry around 2 water skins, and one of them I don't drink out of.
After we is it safe to say that we get him outside of the building with no issues, Jake?
Yes, you get to like that inner gate. Like if you bring everybody, you don't have to necessarily bring the tokens, but just go down to the first floor part of the map, like where you entered in. There's that like gate right there by the first floor on the bottom left of the building. You take a step out, and the fog looks like you can't even see the street anymore. But the yard is there. Like the fog has moved in a bit. But if you wanted to do something outside, you certainly could.
I would pull out the water container that he doesn't drink out of and say to Castiel, I've never seen him drink out of this one. I know we didn't spend a lot of time together, but you think there's any significance to that?
I would think so, but I can't even begin to speculate as to why.
If I open it, is there anything? Does anything happen opening it, or it's just, to me, it's just water?
No, it's just water.
Okay. I'm gonna pour a little bit on his head. Just kind of, maybe like wipe whatever blood or dirt is off on his face, wipe it off.
Yeah, like I think in this moment too, like I know I described it a little bit, but like his body's in rough shape. Like it now that there's a moment to kind of that to not be as an intense adrenaline, it probably sinks in a bit. And as you kind of do the old sprinkle baptize, kind of a thing going on. You can't help but at least see a little bit of a certain sense of peace on Aurelion's face, even though he still is very much not in that empty shell of a body.
Tarsus will take a bright ribbon out of his pack and just kind of tie it on Aurelion's, just wherever he can, and just take a step back and just kind of nod to Gar and to Castiel, like, do whatever you need to do.
His shell shall return to the earth, but his spirit shall live on. And I cover his body with the sheet, like I had grabbed it whenever we grabbed the body that Gar had kind of was going to cover him previously with, and I cover him up.
Yep. I guess I'll throw my lucky birthday acorns on top of them. I got in episode 1 and then set it on fire.
Castiel is
Anyone
now
that
stressed.
doesn't have
You see like a moment of panic on Castiel's face when you do that. Like,
wow.
he doesn't say anything, and like he semi quickly recovers, but he is now stressed.
Oh, man.
Okay, there's a few things I want to address here. Anyone in the group that doesn't have inspiration now does. And that includes Aurelion.
I use it on my death save.
Whether or not you continue with Aurelion or your next character. And then I need a wisdom saving throw from Castiel, please.
Oh, that's so good.
That is a nat 20 for a 25.
Oh, nice.
You are just fine. All right.
For a split 5 seconds, he was a splintered shell of who he was, and then he's back to reality.
Yeah, with yeah, you shoot a firebolt at Aurelion, it ignites, and his body begins to burn.
Tarsus smiles to himself and says quietly, Your burden ends My joy remains. I will carry you forward in every celebration, and your name will be a toast on every tongue that still dares to laugh under the starlight. And he'll kind of like hold on to the hilt of his sword, and he'll just turn and walk back into the building.
Castiel just kind of nods at the flames and then turns and follows Tarsus.
I'll before I turn and go in, I'll quickly pull out my book and see if there's anything inside it before I walk back into the house.
Actually, as you open it up, you open up to what would have been a blank page. You see some of the ink bleed from the page before it. And in the top left corner of it, as if it was kind of perfectly in that top left corner, like that 25% of it, the likeness of Aurelion forms.
Good. Okay. And then I'll head back into the house.
I think that is probably the perfect spot to end this episode. Wow, guys. That was an episode right there.
That was awesome.
What's everybody's take on the Death House? I know like
One down, 2 more to go.
there's a lot of
Dude, this is so fun. I'm so okay with this. This is awesome.
I wonder how this may or may not affect each character moving forward, but I guess there's only one way to find out. Let us know what you think may or may not happen moving forward. Are we spiraling towards a TPK? Is this gonna happen? No? Maybe? Let us know in the comments section. Also, give us your like there's been 4 episodes of them, but give us your favorite Aurelion moment in the comments too. So thank you so much for watching. As always, please don't forget to be kind to one another, even if you disagree. I will put on screen what Josh just put in Discord.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, that is good.
We'll see you next time on Curse of Strahd versus the Amen.